Hey, let's go live. It's James speaking, trainingsites.io. Claude Artifacts, in some respects, is better than NotebookLM outputs, like the infographics, like the flashcards, like the reports, like all of that cool stuff in those 9 outputs you get. Claude Artifacts does some really neat stuff for people in the education space. And I want to compare the two today, and I want to show you how easy it is to create artifacts where you can actually embed them directly within your WordPress site or as part of your courses, just like this. So think about having a live interactive application right in a web page, right in a course, or in fact, you might want to just have it out in the open so people can see it on a public web page. This is a really cool tool that is completely different than the 9 set outputs that you get when you're doing something like NotebookLM, and you've added some sources on the left, you've had a chat here, and you've asked for it, for example, to create an infographic, or you've asking for it to create a slide deck, or flashcards, or a report, or a mind map, or a quiz, data table, video overview, and audio overview. Those ones are all static outputs that allow for some customization, but it's grounded in this particular research. Now, on the other hand, what happens is that when you're in Claude, and this is just the web version, it's a paid web version, on the left-hand side, you can see there's these things called artifacts. Now, artifacts are similar to these NotebookLM sources, but think of them as interactive tools that are based on the chat that you had, the sources that you use directly within Claude. And if you click on artifacts, you're going to see there's 3 main areas that you need to focus on. The first one comes up here as default one is inspiration, and they have a whole bunch of ideas on how you might want to use this. And again, these are far more flexible because these are interactive tools that you can use based on the chat, which is based on the data that you provided in Claude. And you can create any version of an output and play with them and even remix them here for your course, your campus, your community, any of those times where you need to have a visual representation or interact with the learning material. This is another cool way to do it. So they have a whole bunch of different examples here, whether it be playing games or gamifying stuff, or going and figuring out how do I learn something with flashcards or quizzes. Those tools can actually be built. Unlike the ones in NotebookLM, these ones can be made more interactive, but customized on the fly and continually updated. And more importantly, they can actually be made public. So they're embedded in your course or just a public page that you share with people. So they have some information ones here. The other one is this new artifact here. And this is one that's got, if you click it with the left mouse, you're going to see that here's some examples that come up. Now, this is the one that's interesting to me for a specific reason. One is documents and templates. I'm always creating stuff, whether it be reports or anytime that I have a certain kind of survey / output that I use. I may use it for each individual student. I may be customized for each individual student, but I now have documents and templates that I can use that would allow me to customize the outputs through an interactive app that's there based on what people are actually doing with it. Apps and websites, games, quizzes and surveys, those were set outputs in NotebookLM. These are ones that we can actually go and play around with. And if you want to look at any of these, it's going to go and figure out what can I do or how we can help you. Okay, so what kind of productivity tool? What's the main problem you're solving? Who will use it? That will guide you through. Now, I'm going to go back here to artifacts just for 1 second because there's also your artifacts. Remember that if you've created one, this is something that is now public if you choose to make it public. And I'll give you an example of that right now. I have a lot of them, so sometimes it takes a little bit while to get going. But in my case, let's do this one. You can see it was last edited 3 hours ago. Let's open this one up, and you can see that the artifact is going to do, and it was create an interactive checklist for course creators launching their first online course. And if we can go and open this one up here, hopefully it will show up. Did a couple versions of it. And there's the artifact that's here. Now from here, if I'm happy with it, remember, I can go and do some stuff with it. It's an artifact that I'm working with. I can copy it, but I can also publish artifact. Now, why is that important? If I go and click this, I have it as published. I have a link. If I copy the link, guess what happens? I can go to a page, I can paste the link in, and I now have my interactive checklist that is here for whoever has the link, who can go through it and basically say, yep, I've done that. This is what's done. This is what's not done. Now, this is just a simple example of how you can have an interactive tool. This one was a checklist. Well, what about if you wanted to have flashcards or something that normally you would have done in NotebookLM, but you were limited to kind of the interface of NotebookLM and it just spit it out the way that you want. You really didn't have much choice. It was just done for you. You could customize a little bit, but it wasn't necessarily exactly what you wanted. So what else can we do with that? What would be some different choices to actually do that? Well, let's take a look at this one here. This is another example that I came up with, flashcard study tool. So this one says create interactive flashcards for learning the 5 key components of effective email subject lines. Each card should flip through. So this is just an example when to use it, real stories. Where is it? When to use this? There we are. So this is the stuff I came up with. I'm just going to copy it. And in this case, I'm going to open up Claude again. And we'll get rid of those ones we'd opened as for fun. And let's do, in my case, I'm just going to open up a new chat. Watch what happens. I'm going to paste it in. So this is nothing special. I'm just going to put the thing, create interactive flashcards for learning. And I'm just going to click go. So this is going to go and actually create the flashcards. And when it does, we can publish it as an interactive app and have it as something that we, as part of a course, part of a lecture, something when we're teaching, embedded in a course, embedded in a page. It could be a document that we have with links to it. There's just all sorts of different ways to start thinking about, is this a PDF or is this a static flash stick that's done? Now, the cool thing, of course, is that if we enter or update our tool here, our artifact, guess what happens? The updated artifact is now available with the same links because it's published. So this is something that can be iterative as well. And while that one's working in the background, I'm just going to go and take a look at some of the other pieces here of the next one that I'll do for us so we can actually go through it. And so the other example I have is a guided journal template. So sometimes you want to be able to output stuff, right? A PDF, maybe it's a Word document or a Google Doc. So here's one here where say to Claude, a guided reflection journal for course creators to use after completing their first module, 5 prompting questions through what you get as a text boxes where the student can add their reflections and put them in. Now here's the other option, and this is the one that I'll do. So I'm going to have a downloadable document, right? So this one is create a journal template for course creators. I'll make sure I copy it here. I'll put it so it's available. So it's actually going to use the computer tools to actually create a doc file. So it's something, again, that is interactive that allows us to have, in this case, professional formatting. We could have a template, remember, that says, hey, the formatting that I want is my brand formatting. So let's see what happens with our flashcards here. What came out? What did we get? Okay, here we go. This is what we got. Pull this one up here. So interactive flashcards. And again, this is one that I just did simple, clarity, benefit value, click to flip. So we've now got flashcards that are now set up for us. If I want to share this, if it's what I want, I can go here, publish artifact. There's the actual title that's there, publish and copy. And I now have it available. I can copy the link directly to open it or get embed code. And in my case, all I need to do is put my domain where I want it to be embedded. And if I copy that code, I can now go and actually embed it directly within another page. So here's one here where I did the course checklist, and I'm going to do the email flashcards is here. We'll do that as a title as well. Now here's something, I haven't done this before. I haven't embedded two, so we'll actually see what happens here. This is a WordPress site. I'm using the Cadence theme. I've just got a single page that's set up. And in my case, what I did is I'm hiding the disabling the header and the title and the footers at the bottom. And I'm using, this case, I'm using, the Fluent Community full width frame. So I'm gonna have the Fluent Community header and footer at the bottom. So let's see what actually happens. I'm gonna save the draft and hopefully this will work. If not, I'll remove one of them and we'll do it again. I haven't tried this before, but hopefully it'll work out. We should have two separate artifacts embedded and there they are. So we've got them both embedded directly within it. Now, the thing that's interesting is that it's actually been able to, full screen, let's see what happens. There we go, okay? Haven't tried that before, but we've now got two different artifacts or interactive tools that have been created live for us on the fly that are different than NotebookLM. This is pretty flippy. Start thinking about where can I start putting these? What do I want them to do? How can I connect them? Are these things that are of value or fit a purpose of what it is that I'm actually trying to teach? And remember, we're not limited to the 9 things that were possible in Studio. It's where you start thinking about what are the other kind of outputs that I could possibly think of. And we're unlimited because we're using actual Claude here, not NotebookLM that has a wrapper over top of Gemini. So let's take a look. I'll try one more just because we're here. I'm going to go and we'll go to the actual one that I was playing with here as an example. There we are. Here's the one. I'm just going to copy this one here. So this was the one about create a journal template for course creators to reflect on their progress. So I'm just going to copy that one and we'll go and open up a brand new chat on this one. And I'm going to paste it in and we'll go and run this and let it run. So I think I'll come back to these in another video. I do have a list of them that I started to put together, but I think the important thing for all of us here is that when we're thinking about content and courses and education material, my big spin on this is that the big focus moving forward is going to be on interactive learning experiences. And the more that we can get people engaged and involved with these AI tools and the application of them, this is the cool part that I think people are going to remember and more importantly, want to work on and share with other people as they're going and doing it. So I'm super excited about this. And by the way, if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and go to trainingsites.io/join. That is my privately branded campus where all of my content, all of my prompts, everything that I generate is there. It's available for you if you're interested in starting, building, and growing an education business. That's what it's there for. So that took a couple minutes. What did we get? I'd asked it to create a journal for course creators to reflect on their progress, what format, 5 reflection questions, went through. You got the questions and let's see, format is clean, professional, ready to use. And again, you could customize this with a template. If we had created it, I just did it as a straight one. Let's just open it up. It's gonna open up in the side here and guess what we've got? We've got a document and it is a Word document that's saved because that's what I asked, and it's got the sections, and it's just nice and clean, formatted, straightforward. I can provide this now for someone as a download. I can save it to a drive, but right here you can see it's a docs file. So all I'm saying is that there are all sorts of additional ways to start thinking about how we're going to engage with people. And AI is giving us the ability to do it all sorts of ways that maybe you didn't think of in the past. And if you're thinking about skills or how I can figure out what are some of the options for artifacts and these outputs, please make sure to go visit the trainingsites.io site. So I'm going to save all of these links. I'll make them available for you. It's all at trainingsites.io. Like and subscribe to the channel, and please just go play around with artifacts. They're really cool. They complement NotebookLM. One's for research, static presentation. The other one is for interactive action, working with and on the data. Take care and expect the best.